And say goodbye as I leave with my brother to his soccer game. Yes, I think to myself, they're finally gone. I run down the stairs straight to the home gym my dad used all the time, and I keep walking right over to the freezer. I grab this huge tub of ice cream and I walk back upstairs. I flop on the couch and start watching some stupid video that I don't remember. Before I know it, the tub is empty and I'm in full goblin mode now, ravaging through our counters trying to find any sweets left in the house. Those stale Pop Tarts, eat that. We go to cookies, eat those too. I was that guy that would eat like the snacks all the way in the back cupboards and nobody would touch anymore because they just weren't worth it. My parents would get home and I would run upstairs to hide myself. I'd go look in the mirror and I'd see my bloated, flabby body and I would hate myself. This happened nearly every week for years throughout COVID. I would binge eat and I'd hide the trash so nobody knew I was binge eating. And it was just so bad that I could barely even do simple activities like go outside and run around with my friends, go to swim practices, and keep up with everybody else. I know this experience a lot of people can relate to. And I'm going to here to pull you out of that and get you onto the track of health and fitness. So, why is physical health so important? Without being in good physical health, you are screwing your old self out of his fucking existence. You today eating junk food is literally killing your old self. And yes, I'm talking about you. Those crisps you ate earlier or chips, those are literally killing you. Because, you know, how long do you want to live? And don't do like a joke and say, oh, 30. Because nobody wants to live. When do you actually want? Can you see yourself living to 80, 100? Because there's no way you're going to be able to do that unless you get into good shape. I mean, when you're 60 years old and you need help breathing and you can't walk on your own because of all the stuff you did when you were younger, you're going to hate your younger self for what you did to him. And you're going to say, why didn't you do things differently? Because I guarantee you right now and everybody else watching this video is going to think like this if they don't change a thing. Today, we're going to change all of that. And this you must do for the rest of your life. Just close your eyes and picture yourself in your mind. What do you want to be when you're old, when you have grandkids and they're running around in the yard? Do you want to be the old grandpa with the white hair, looking out from the window, his wrinkly face, slightly sad because he couldn't go out with his kids? Or the one out there with his kids, running around, playing tag, having fun with them, laughing with them, and building a stronger bond? Now, make that choice today so that old self can make the choice to go play with his kids. Every time you're about to do anything, I don't care if you know it's good, you think it's bad, you think it's good, you know it's bad. Just think, would this benefit my older self? Would my older self be grateful if I did this for him? This is a really good way to think, and the first step to live probably the best life you will be able to live. There is also a second huge shape, huge reason that you should be in good shape. It comes down to the fundamental desire of every man watching this. And yes, I'm talking about you. Don't even deny it, women. Because most normal people will they'll push it away. They think it's disgusting to have this desire and drive to get women. But this desire for intimacy is the greatest ability a man has. It is the greatest emotion we all have as men. These thoughts of, just seeing a beautiful woman walk by and thinking, wow, having these thoughts of like sex, they're completely normal, especially for teenagers. Like, I get thoughts of having sex with women all the time. And you learn to shape these thoughts and use these thoughts to help us. Because when we get like that, we have two options. We can either um, go find a woman to have sex with, or we have to work on ourselves so that the next time this happens, we do have that woman. Now, there is a third option, but that is not for us. That is for all the normal people who can't control their sex drive, who have to fap every time they get horny. But that's not us anymore. We're not normal people anymore. We are trying to be something better, something greater, so we can serve the world. Remember, you need to embrace your shadow because those dark thoughts of having sex that everybody says, oh, it's bad, it is really like the fuel for especially teenagers to put that work in. And why is being in good physical health so important for relationships? Since the dawn of time, men and women have always tried to pick their healthiest counterpart to pass on like their good genes and continue the population as healthily as possible, but also to survive and be able to thrive with this healthy man by their side. Think about it. You're a caveman. Every day for you is a struggle to find food, keep yourself safe from things like bears and lions and tigers. So, and you're looking for someone to marry. Would you want to marry like the little spurg of the tribe with his flabby stomach and his tiny little arms? Or do you want to marry the alpha, his six pack abs, his thick neck, his big arms? You know, almost, everybody's going to say they want the alpha because the alpha will be able to protect and care for them the way the spurg won't be able to. And even today, those primal desires are still in men and women. We want the people that look the healthiest. We want, even us, we want women with, big breasts and a nice round ass, but we don't want them to be like bulging out because that's just disgusting and looks unhealthy. But we need to get in the gym and build a body like those alpha cavemen so that we can attract women that can, supplement our purpose and give us love and happiness in our life outside of work. All right. So now that we've talked about that, how do we get started in the gym? Now, most people they try and go to the gym, or and they fail, and for one big reason: they don't go to the gym. They stay at home looking for the best workout plan. They never actually go to the gym to try it because it's not optimal yet. When you're starting in the gym, especially, we do not care what is optimal. You can optimize your workout when you already built the habit of going to the gym. Today, just buy a gym membership and go in the next 24 hours. You don't need a plan. Just go in there, mess around for 20 minutes, try some curls, maybe try some squats. Do whatever you want. Just get a good workout in, then just head home. And just do that every day to build the habit of, all right, I'm going to the gym. I'm going to the gym. And it doesn't even have to be that long. It doesn't have to be this big 2 hour workout every day. It can just be 10, 20 minutes just to get into the habit. And then after a couple weeks or months, start researching a workout plan that fits your schedule. Like if you can go to the gym in the morning 5 times a week, go find a workout plan that's 5 times a week. You, so find a time in your schedule that you can go to the gym a couple times a week and then use that schedule and then just go to the gym. It's really that simple to start going to the gym. All you have to do is find that workout plan. And, you know, when you get in there, the original workout plan that you found online for free isn't going to be like the best thing for you, because obviously you're going to need to change some things that feel better for you and take out things that feel, because this is our workout plan. It's not the AI's workout. So just every time you go to the gym, do some curls. If those curls feel good, keep them in your workout. If you're doing like shrugs or something and you don't like shrugs, don't do shrugs. It's really not that hard because it's really your workout plan. There's no objective best workout plan. It's whatever you find most comfortable and that gives you the best pump in the gym. I had a workout plan that started all the way back in February. And I've still been making changes all the way up to like August for things that I feel like are better for me personally. Just, it's your workout plan. So do what you want with it. But what if you don't have a gym close to you or you can't afford one? That's fine. We don't need to do a commercial gym. You can do weightlifting at home and still build a good body. Like, I don't go to a commercial gym. I just have a big weightlifting cage right behind me that I use 5 times a week because that is just what I do. You don't need all the stuff that I have though, and I know you can't see it, but it's because there's two lights like right next to it, and it is really backlit if I do that. But I could go on and on. But really, you don't need all that much. I mean, I checked, you can get a good pair of dumbbells that are adjustable for like $100, and that's all you need to really get started in the gym. Just use the dumbbells every day for just 20 minutes, 10 minutes, and just get into the habit again. So go down there. You can do curls, you can do shoulder press, you can do bench press, you can do squats. You can do a lot of things with dumbbells if you just get creative. But what if you can't even afford that? What if you have really no money to spend at all? Well, first of all, that is okay, but you really need to start and save up to buy some dumbbells because you're going to need some weight later in the time. But you can still work out at home. You can do body weight exercises like push ups and squats. You can go out to the park and go on the monkey bars and do pull ups or chin ups. Go online and do some research about great body weight exercises that you can do. Still the same advice though. Every day, 20 minutes until you're in the habit. What if you don't have space? Now, this might be the most cope excuse I've ever heard. Do you have a floor beneath you? Well, then you have space to do a workout. Because there are so many things you can do that is literally just as big as your body. And as long as you have that space on the floor, you can work out. And what if you don't even have that? Go outside. There is a huge world out there with so much floor that you can go on and work out in. There is absolutely no excuse for you not to be exercising, specifically resistance training, right this moment. All right, that's the gym section. Now we have to talk about the equally important, but in my opinion, the most important part of physical health, having a good diet. Now, a good diet takes time and it's not going to be easy to change everything immediately because it is really not that easy because these modern junk food have such a hook on us. Like, I was still eating junk food at least once a week up until a couple months ago when I finally able to get out of that habit and stop. But I mean, you are never going to regret changing your nutrition for the better. Even when you're 2 months in and you can't stop eating the junk food and you know you shouldn't and you hate yourself, you're going to get through those ruts. And when you come out of them, you're going to feel amazing. But here we go. Let's talk about if it fits your macros diets. All these people that preach if it fits your macros diets and they actually eat and if it fits your macros way are going to die at 50. It is not really, it is really, really, really not healthy. I cannot stress this enough. Never do an if it fits your macros diet. It is going to kill you. Because all those YouTubers that are like, oh, if it fits your macros is great, and look at how big I got while doing if it fits your macros. They only care about getting big. We're smarter than that. We're better than them. We want to get big, but we want to stay aesthetic and pleasing to look at until we're in our 70s. We want to be able to live past everybody else in life because of the choices we made right now while we were teenagers. We want to be able to run with our grandchildren and play with them and build a stronger bond with our grandchildren because of the choices we made today. It goes back to my first point. Will your old self be grateful if for 100 grams of carbs today you ate ice cream? No. But would he be grateful if you ate potatoes? Well, maybe not one day, but think about it in the long run. If you had 100 grams of ice cream every day for, let's say, an entire month, you might not see the belly fat because you're still in your diet, but that visceral fat inside of you, it is going to hurt you when you get older. Trust me. But if you have 100 grams of potatoes every day, you're not going to build that visceral fat because the potatoes are healthy for you and they're going to make you feel better, especially as you get older. But in saying all this, it is not going to be an overnight fix to your problems. It is going to take so much willpower and effort to change your diet, especially if you live in somewhere like America, where our diets are terrible. Because let's say you're eating 50-50 of junk food and healthy food right now, which probably most Americans aren't even doing right now. You think you'll be able to get just to 100% clean food to 0% junk food tomorrow? No, that's just not possible. Our goal is to just reduce that by 5% every week or so. So if you're having 50-50 now, try 55-45 tomorrow. And if you're okay with that after a couple days, go to 60-40 and then keep going like that. And you are still going to get these huge cravings. And it might take you 2 months, 6 months, an entire year to get that down by 5%. But our goal is just to make the progress. Because if we don't actually make any progress and we try and cut out all the junk food and go on a crash diet, and then we end up relapsing 3 days in and we do that, we're gonna make ourselves the same, like we're not gonna get any healthier. We might not even get less healthy doing that, you know? But this diet is not supposed to control your life. We're not like psychopaths that are gonna go out with friends and put the chicken on the scale and weigh the chicken and eat the chicken and then put the bones on the scale. Because, we still want a social life. We still want to be able to enjoy ourselves. So if you're going out with friends or family to some pizza place, for example, go ahead, have a slice of pizza, enjoy yourself that night. Then just go back to your diet after that. Because, you know, neither me, I'm not going out that much, and I know you aren't going out that much. So it's not like we're going to be having pizza every day of our lives. And it really will not be like so much that is going to affect us unless we just binge. But if you need to stop binge eating, then that is actually a mental health problem, and you should probably watch my intro to mental health instead of this or after this. All right. Now, how do we actually build muscle and look good? Building muscle and being aesthetic comes down to two main things: training intensity, and a training program. Now, this section is for people who have already gotten past the habit of going to the gym and, they're ready to start ramping it up a bit. Now, training intensity is obvious. It's how hard you're pushing while you're in the gym, grunting, sweating, panting when you're finished sets, and training program just means what you're actually doing in the gym. So first, let's start with the training program. What is the best workout program? I personally do a bit of a bro split and then supplement that with doing like chest and back an extra day because I work out 8 times a week right now because I'm in weight training in school and I work out at home. So I don't recommend working out 8 times a week, especially as an intermediate lifter, because it's not going to help you build that much muscle and you're really going to fatigue a lot doing that. You need to really like love working out first and fall in love with fitness, like obsess over it to do a workout like that. But I personally like the bro split the most. But if you don't, go and find something else. It is all up to personal preference. I can only give you what I like to do. So after this video, go to Google or Yahoo or Bing or whatever you use to search things up and just search up like workout splits and find one that you think will be fun for you and that will look good for you. Now let's talk about like the actual exercises you will be doing in the gym. And once again, I know this is going to sound annoying, but I really cannot give you the objective, like the greatest exercises for every muscle, but I do have my personal favorites. First, you have your first four core exercises that I think everybody should do. And these are as close as to objectively the best exercises that you're going to do: the squat, the bench press, the military press, and the deadlift. These will help you build like actual strength in the gym to be able to pick things up and build muscle. And they're also a super effective way to hit all the muscle groups. I also think that chin ups are great for biceps, pull ups are great for back, and dips are good for triceps. And they're really like a lot of the only body weight exercises you can do to really get used to lifting your body instead of just lifting a bar. But I also do love, curls for your biceps, extensions for your triceps. And there's a lot of different ways to do them. You can do them with a rope and go like this. You can do them with the bar and go like this. You can do curls like this. You can do them close. You can do them with dumbbells. There's so much you can do inside of what I'm saying because I want you to find what works best for you, not what works best for me. And for legs, I think honestly, every person should also be putting in Romanian deadlifts and a split squat because these will really help get your core ready to actually lift weight you can handle without needing like all this external equipment like belts and stuff, and to help build your stability because on split squats you're on one leg and you have to balance yourself, and it is really like a great way to do it. But just choose the variations because there's a lot of things to do. And for the chest, obviously include an incline bench to hit that upper chest, but you can choose between dumbbell or barbell. And for back, rows are another good exercise, but still there's so many different ways you can do it. And finally, for shoulders, I actually only do like two exercises for shoulders. I do lateral raises and military press like this. But I've just really hit these because the lateral raises help build that lateral delt right here, which really gives you like that boulder shoulder aesthetic. And then military press builds the entire shoulder, which is really good. But remember, working out should be fun, It should not be something where you have to be like, oh, I don't want to go to the gym today. Because that's like, you're never going to make progress if you have this super optimized workout that build muscle. Because, you know, if you don't actually like the workout, you're not going to have the motivation to go to the gym and train hard. And I guarantee that if you try this workout plan that you actually like, you will not you will make so much more progress than these guys that have to make everything optimal because they're not gonna like what they're doing. But that saying, your workout should not be easy. You should come home from the gym exhausted and in like and not in pain, but have like that burning feeling in your muscles. And this brings me perfectly along to training intensity. This is probably the most important part of muscle growth in the gym. If you are training with a really good intensity, you will make muscle gains no matter what exercise you're doing. You need to be training to failure, especially as young, healthy teens. You should be training to the point where you're like struggling to pick up the weight, and then you get it up, and then you try for another one, and then you get stuck here. Your arms are shaking, and then you put it down, because that is really the way you're going to build the muscle. But you also need to be training with proper form. So what you should do after this video is go look up a bunch of YouTube videos on how to do things like bicep curls, military press, anything that you want to try in the gym. First, go and look it up on YouTube and just get the general formula down so you don't injure yourself in the gym. Because if you injure yourself, you're going to set yourself way back. Trust me. All right, now let's talk about reps. I don't really think it makes a huge difference for reps. Just find a rep range that you find that you like. Like if you want to be a power lifter, I would go like really low, like 4 to 6 rep ranges. If you want to build like toning in your muscles, because you already think you have the big muscles and you just want to build endurance, go higher, like 15 to 20 reps or even more than that. But I prefer to go right in the middle at 6 to 15 because I find that's the best to really like build muscle but also build strength. But the real importance is still training to failure. Reps do not really matter as long as those muscles are burning and you are sweating. Now, let's talk about the final part of exercise that I haven't really talked about yet, which is cardio. And I mean, cardio is not really talked about in the fitness niche anymore. And if it is, it's often talked about in a bad way. Like all the bodybuilders saying, I hate cardio, cardio sucks. But cardio is so important for your health. It's what helps your heart and your lungs stay healthy even when you get older. And if you don't like to run, and that's why you hate cardio, don't run. There are so many other things you can do. Instead, you can go and swim or go on a bike ride or do a HIIT workout. There's so much you can do with cardio. And I recommend doing at least a little bit of cardio each day, which is why it is so important to find something that you like. Now, I'm not saying you have to do a 10-mile run every day because you're going to get exhausted and burnt out and you're not going to want to do it. So, just find something every day. It can be as simple as, going out with your friends and playing soccer for an hour. Or, you can do the 10-mile run every day if you really want to. And the cardio is still for your old self. Imagine when you're with your grandchildren and your heart is super healthy and your lungs are healthy and you can run around with them instead of having to sit inside and watch them on a breathing machine because you didn't do anything. Which one do you want to be? Now, physical health is one of the most important things for the man to have, but it's not the only one. You need a good mental health because it will be so much easier to improve both together if you are trying to do both at the same time. Because building that nice body and being healthy will improve your mental health. And with that mental health, you have so much more clarity and you'll be able to, resist the junk food and do the workouts harder because you have that mental clarity to be like, to see in the future and think, this is really going to help me later. So I should do it now. Do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. Goodbye.